ready? Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovely Tea TV Show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovely Tea TV Show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
We do not get the same treatment when it comes to us going missing. We don't get the same coverage. When our parents call to say that my daughter's missing, oh, she's probably just a runaway. We don't get the same sense of urgency. I remember being around during the whole Natalie Holloway situation. She got coverage for months. Meanwhile, around the same time, there were Black women missing. Not a blip on the radar. And I think the part that's so frustrating with this situation is the fact that I don't know why she did this, but I'm assuming for attention, is the fact that you have people still excusing this and saying, well, it doesn't matter, she's home. Well, yeah, two things can be true at once, right? You can walk and chew gum. We're all happy she's home, right? We don't wish death on anyone. But the point is, this was ridiculous. And this makes it where now, when the next person is really missing, especially Black women who already don't get the attention that we need when we go missing, nobody's really going to bat an eyelash. Nobody's really going to care. You have people now saying, well, I don't care. It is what it is. If anybody else goes missing, I'm not looking at any, missing people wanted posters because they're probably all lying and looking for attention. Like, this situation was insane. And can we stop with the mental illness excuse as well? I'm so tired of all these bootleg ass Twitter psychologists, TikTok psychologists, these mushmouth ass wannabe fake woke pro-Blacks. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, Black women be going through so much stuff, and Black women suffer from mental illness. Stop. You are disrespecting people who really have mental illness. You are disrespecting people who really suffer from bipolarism, who are really trying to function in everyday society. When you're sitting here diagnosing somebody who her parents have said she doesn't have a mental illness, our daughter's missing, the parents never stated any of this, but you guys have diagnosed this woman just so y'all can be right. It's insulting. Because you're basically saying that everybody with the mental illness is a nutcase who just, fakes kidnappings. Whatever happened to just being an attention-seeking whore? Does that not exist anymore? Whatever happened to people who just do things because they want attention? They want to go viral. They're trying to get back at their ex. Does that not exist anymore? Everything is not mental illness. Everything is not mental health. And I get so tired of people doing that. To me, when I listen to her on that phone call, I hear somebody who's cunning, who's manipulative, and who's obviously crazy as cat shit, that she would even do something like this. But that doesn't mean that she's mentally ill. That doesn't mean that, she's been clinically diagnosed. And we need to stop doing that. Then you have the other mushmouth saying, we need to be on code. Black folks ain't never on code. It don't matter if she lied. We need to stay on code. That's the problem now. Y'all sit here and stay on code with fuckery. No, what you need to do is stay on code with the people who are doing the right thing, and stop being on code and calling out the people who are making the community look bad. Staying on code is not protecting a liar. Staying on code is not protecting a thief. Staying on code is not protecting the local drug dealer, the local killer, the person who's doing drive-bys. Let's stop staying on code and, stop snitching for fuckery. No, staying on code is holding her to task. Like, I could not deal with some of the comments that I saw on social media. It was just like, we are living in an upside down world. So she should not be held accountable simply because she's a Black woman. That is insane. You have Black folks lying. White people don't never get in trouble for stuff like this. I can name like 3 white women off the top of my head in recent times who have been in trouble for this same thing. Nobody ever sympathizes and says, oh, well, the white woman probably, had mental illness. White women, they be going through so much stuff. No, everybody was like, throw that white bitch in jail. Throw that Karen in jail. How dare she lie on a Mexican? How dare she lie on a Black man? Why? So I'm sorry, I keep the same energy. I keep the same energy. I don't care. And that's the problem. A lot of people, they only keep a certain energy depending on if they like the person, if they like the story. No, I'm gonna keep the same energy. I don't care if this was a black woman who lied and created this whole facade, if this was a white woman. Wrong is wrong. She wasted resources. There are real people missing right now in Alabama, and resources were diverted towards this young girl. And then for people saying, well, now there's a conspiracy. Oh, they only did this to make black women look bad. So y'all know I'm team conspiracy theory, but damn, y'all have a conspiracy for every damn thing. Everything's not a conspiracy. So now they're saying that the local government and the white media only chose this story because they knew it was a lie and they want black women to look bad. Some of y'all are just lunatics, and y'all need to go the way y'all tell me to go outside and touch the grass. Some of y'all need to go outside and go touch the grass, go get y'all's feet wet. You know what I'm saying? Go out to eat. Unplug. It's okay to take a few days away from the net, okay? The white media did not pick this story up because they knew it was a lie and this was to make the black community look bad. They picked it up because why? All the black folks were on social media saying, find her. She's missing. She was last talking to her sister-in-law. There's a baby out there. Because of the pressure of all the black folks on social media, the Tamika Mowries and everybody else who believed her story, as they should have. Because I'd rather people believe this type of story. Unfortunately, it ended up being fake, but it's better that we believe this, spread the word, and then let the chips fall where they may. That is why the white media picked it up. And on top of that, our good friend Carlee added the sauce of the toddler. There's a toddler with a diaper on the side of the interstate. So she added sauce to the story as well. Y'all have no smoke for the role that she played, but somehow now it's a conspiracy with the white media. Again, everything is not a conspiracy, folks. Sometimes you just have people out here who are crazy and who have issues, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what's going to happen with the GoFundMe money. They said people in that neighborhood, they were making ribbons, putting it on their door. They had a whole list because, it ain't like she lives in the projects. Y'all seen her mom and daddy house, big ass welcome sign, nice old door. They live in a nice neighborhood. Most of the people knew everybody. People were genuinely concerned. They were taking shifts, making her parents food. They set up GoFundMes. One of my tea sippers, they said her uncle donated like $8,000. They were doing fish fries, barbecues, rallying together. So this is bigger than just, social media. A lot of y'all are doing nothing but tweeting. There are people who put their real energy, who were really attached to this story. The white woman who led the charge to go look for her, she had a daughter who went missing, and unfortunately, her daughter was found killed. So this is not some type of conspiracy. This girl is foolish. And it's not funny. So people have asked me, what do I think should happen to her? Should she go to jail? I think there should be consequences. How much time? That's not for me to say. I'm not a judge, just like with Juicy Smollett. There should have been consequences. Because why? Once there's no consequences, monkey see, monkey do. And we can't have a bunch of people doing this. Not when there's real missing children out there, not when real men, women, boys, and girls are being trafficked every day. We can't have this. I'm not saying lock her up and throw away the key, but maybe she needs to go sit down in jail and do a few months in jail, since she wants to make up fabricated tales. But you know what, though, to be honest with you, because of how divisive we are in this country, because you're not allowed to hold certain people accountable, there probably won't be any charges, because the second they charge her, here comes the mush mouths with the capes. They're going to be saying, oh, how dare they charge a black woman? We've been through so much. So they're probably going to be too scared to charge her, to be honest with you. Just keeping it real. So she probably won't be charged. Should she be charged with something? Yes. And she should definitely have to get back the money. Everybody should be refunded. Or else take that money and donate it to a real, missing and exploited cause. It shouldn't go to her. or her family. And again, I know a lot of people are dragging the mom, the dad. I still don't think that they had anything to do with it. I think they were, between a rock and a hard shell, trying to protect their daughter, believing, their daughter, not thinking their daughter would ever go to this extreme. So I'm gonna give the parents grace, because at the end of the day, she's a grown woman. She's 25 years old, and all you can do is believe what your children tell you. Even though this story just sounded like bullshit, the more and more stuff came out, it was like, and then once I saw the father's energy, I'm like, yeah, there's more to this story, and I'm not buying it. And I think one thing that we should take away from things like this is that you have to be a critical thinker, and there's nothing wrong with being a critical thinker. Stop letting people on the shade room, stop letting people on these internet streets shame you for thinking twice about anything. You have to think critically, because if you don't have critical thinking skills, that is how you get yourself into situations that if you would have thought critically, you wouldn't be in that situation now. It was so many people that were simply asking questions and saying, well, this doesn't sound right. Nobody else saw the toddler. Were there other 911 calls? Was it only her call? Oh, fuck you for not believing her. You're always judging. It's like they're just asking a critical question. That is a legitimate question. So you mean tell me on a freeway with thousands of people driving by, only one 911 call? Nobody else called? Hell, you can see a deer run across the freeway and there'll be 50 911 calls within the span of 5 minutes. But it was like anybody who asked anything critical was attacked. It's insane. Do not lose that part of you. I wish more in this generation had critical thinking skills, because y'all literally fall for the okie doke time and time again. Time and time again. Remember, even back then, the receipt. Remember, that was a whole nother hustle. Oh, I went to Starbucks and somebody wrote the N-word on my receipt. And they set up a GoFundMe, people would donate. I'm like, that doesn't even sound right. Then remember that the lesbian tried to get involved and she got popped. Oh, I went out to eat and they didn't like me and my girlfriend and they wrote the F word and told us to go be straight. Started a GoFundMe. She got all types of money. They ended up doing an analysis of these receipts. And the analysis came back to the lesbian. She wrote the shit. But everybody who was saying like, man, this is 2013. We don't care. Hold hands, eat, order your bagel and live your life. Nobody's writing this shit on a receipt. But people ran to donate. Child. That's why I call it Ho Fund Me. Y'all go back and watch some of them old lovely teen news videos, child. I used to be going in. Like, y'all really believe this nonsense? And then would come out a week or two later that the people lied. Y'all had people doing handwriting analysis. Y'all had the police departments wasting time and energy on stupid viral stories. So I think because I've been on these internet streets for years, seeing stuff like this pop up, I no longer get emotionally involved. At this point, I just wait for more to come out. Because if you speak too early, you get drugged. If you ask anything critical, you get drugged. So at this point, most people are just going to sit back, shrug their shoulders and say, well, I'm not getting emotionally involved. I'm just going to wait for more information. And I hate that because, again, this is what's going to cause, more people to not be found because of foolishness like this. So Carlee should be very, very ashamed of herself. And I feel like there should be consequences. There's going to have to be some consequences for this, because other people who have done this, they've had consequences as well. And I think if they don't have any consequences for her, you're going to see more monkey see, monkey do. Because at this point, the new currency on social media is attention. People don't even need money right now. They just want attention. Attention is the new currency. It's a sickness.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovely Tea TV Show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovely Tea TV Show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.